Welcome to Busy Bride 101, wedding planning tips for the bride on the go. And I'm your host, Lisa G. McMillan, wedding and event planner at Exquisite Events and Consulting. I've been planning weddings for years, and if there's one thing I know for sure, couples want someone with a history of experience and the confidence to bring calm to chaos. In this episode and every episode, you'll receive practical and valuable advice to plan your wedding with as less stress as possible. So let's jump into our episode. Today's podcast will cover the ever-tasty topic of wedding cake. Do I really need one? Let me admit, I believe cake should be eaten at every celebration with a half a cup of icing on the side to wash it down instead of a glass of milk. It's my happy place. Now, for those of you who aren't as enthusiastic as I am about cake, I'll provide you with several alternatives to consider to offer your guests. Tip number 1. Pies, tarts, and cookies. During warm and humid receptions held outdoors, these treats are more tolerant when displaying for a few hours. There's less likely no melting of icing or perhaps your cake tilting like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. When discussing your options with your cake baker or pastry chef, inquire about miniature-sized versions which look absolutely chic on your dessert table. Let your creative side lead you and think about mixing the level and sizes of each platter. Try this. Think displaying your sweets vertically to create dimension instead of each of them horizontally. Tip number 2. For those of you who want cake but not a multi-tiered cake and want to keep costs down, consider ordering a small cutting cake. It's just big enough for you and your new spouse to cut and to feed each other. Tip number 3. Back in the day, it was such a huge trend to order a wedding cake with fake tears. Yes, I'll say it again, fake tears. You would never know some of the tears were fake until you tried to cut it. This option gives you the appearance of a multi-tiered cake. Here's the thing. Once you cut your ceremonial slice from the tier that is real, the cake table is wheeled away. Unbeknownst to your guest, a sheet cake is available in the kitchen and cut and served on trays to everyone. Oh, the secrets of the wedding industry. Ugh. Tip number 4. Instead of cake, I had a bride and groom totally change up the tradition of sharing their first bite of sweet deliciousness on their wedding day. They ordered huge tubs of various ice cream flavors and toppings, along with platters filled with brownies. So instead, they shared their first scoop in front of their loved ones. It was a hit. To this day, I still smile thinking about that moment. Tip number 5. Donuts. Whether sprinkled with powdered sugar or simply glazed to perfection is a wonderful choice. Have you seen the donut walls or donut towers on the internet lately? It's genius! I once had a bride so obsessed with the love of Krispy Kreme donuts, she bought the 2-pack containers, and for each of her guests, they were displayed on the dessert table. I mean, it was probably 3 feet tall. Talk about easy setup, great takeaways, and who doesn't like a donut? Thanks for listening to Busy Bride 101, wedding planning tips for the bride on the go. To keep up with us and learn more tips, visit our website at www.exquisiteevents.info and on Instagram at Exquisite Events Consulting. Subscribe to get notified of new episodes and share with your friends. Always remember, your wedding is for the two of you.